And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete to open things up. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Second and 10. Here's Jackson again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down.
Screen 39.
From the gun, Jackson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a fourth down. The Ravens kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at the 23. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
All right, here we go.
On second down, Cook. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
All right, now look at 56.
They'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Watch it now, Barney.
After the interception, here's Jackson throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete here.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Jackson will throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Jackson on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. On-line, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And out now come the Vikings. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, start off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it's a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. Looking to throw. And he finds a man. It's Martin. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit. And that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Keeps himself upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Daniel Carlson now for the Viking field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Carlson able to put this one through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Over the middle, open is Thomas. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Play action. It's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they have little chance of winning this one.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away, and it's 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Gone!
They're going to look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Jackson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got room. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. First down, and they'll try to run the option left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 9th, and the Ravens are in for 6. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there, because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field, and of course for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
Now a run with Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Diggs has it. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third and 7.
Gone!
Now back to throw. Fighting his way through contact. Throwing middle, and it's complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They run the counter with Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Okay, let's face it. Most of the offensive linemen in today's NFL, they're going to weigh over 300 pounds. But that doesn't mean they don't have agility. And the way that they can get out in front of a runner and create a space, sometimes it looks like they're going in one direction, and the runner uses his eyes to take him in another direction because it's been blocked so well. Love those misdirection or counter plays. And this one worked really well for a nice piece of yardage.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Jackson on first down. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Jackson certainly giving the Ravens a spark in his rookie year. He's got him on the move with a first down. Here's a first down run with Collins. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Tuck it, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the give, this is Collins running left. Dancing away at the 30. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Play action. Now Jackson rolling to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Jackson. Now he'll escape to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's not much pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
That's fielded in the end zone. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Holloway. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A pretty good mark there. They needed 14. They got 14 on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Gone! Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Gone!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Anthony Averett picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a third down. They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Morgan. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
They go again with Collins. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They go play action here on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grab. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to get him for his second sack of the night. The Ravens on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Jackson from the shotgun. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Gone! Now let's go. Green, 39.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think of run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. The left side caught by Diggs. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Vikings on third down. They've converted 3 times and 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They go play action with Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I'll bet there's a big grin on the defensive coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're going to bump and run with him, press coverage, and then he just takes off straight for the quarterback, and someone comes behind him to pick up the receiver.
And as a former member of the secondary, it makes you happy too, doesn't it?
I can't lie about it. I got a big grin on my face, too. That was a heck of a play, a heck of a call.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Buying time to his left. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
He'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Minnesota!
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better? Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Carlson now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And the Ravens taking the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Leopard! Leopard! Here we go now. Blue, landed. Blue.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Thomas. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now it's Jackson to the right side and complete to Hurst. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard!
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
No. Check, Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Ravens on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Collins. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. Try to punch it in with Collins. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start the drive with Cook. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to wind up and air it out. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Ravens have got it.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble is kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
They'll run the counter with Collins. And it's a fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Now back to throw. Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Frank Clark in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dancing under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Fielded just inside the 30. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They run with Collins. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, this is Collins. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team once more. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Leopard!
back to throw. Flush to his right. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Ravens, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop down to 1-3. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.